Hi, today I want to talk a little bit about our local market because there's a lot of things being said out there that may or may not be true, and we need to know how to talk about this. First of all, you're going to hear in the media mostly that some of the financial media, but mostly just the media, that we're in a housing crash or a housing bubble or something like that. And that is based on them looking at current numbers versus last year. Thing I need you to remember is last year was the hottest real estate market of my lifetime. I've been in real estate for a long time and I've never seen anything quite like it. It had its own challenges, and frankly, I'm kind of glad it's coming to an end. But I wanted to, we're going to talk locally. So the first thing I want to show you is a report that was in Forbes magazine last week. And they quoted this. First of all, you need to know that Moody's Analytics predicts that there's going to be about a 20% price drop nationwide from month to month when you look at it. Again, you will see you probably need to look a little deeper into those numbers. But here's one thing they said that would interest most of you. They expect the smallest declines to come in, guess what? Montgomery, Alabama, down 1.4% over the next little while. Now, that's good news that we're not going to have, and we usually don't have these big jumps in appreciation, nor do we have the big declines. So let's look at our market, and let's look at last year versus this year for September. First of all, September of last year, there were 798 residential sales. The median sales price was $195,000. Houses were on the market for 58 days on average, and there was a 97.8% sales price to list price ratio. That means that people got about a little over 90, well, almost 98% of what they were asking for their house. Now, if you look at this year, you can see we're down just a little bit. There were 667 residential sales in September of this year. The median sales price was up $15,000 or so to $209,000. 51 days on the market, so a little drop there, and a little bit of an increase in the list price to sales price ratio. So overall, not too bad considering. Now, look at this graph. This graph charts appreciation rates for the last 20 years. And particularly, I want you to look at the last year, 2022, or 2021 and 2022. And I want you to look and see that we had almost a 12% increase in appreciation last year. Now, obviously, that's not sustainable. I want you to look at the years before that. We were relatively flat until 2019, and then we had a kind of a normal appreciation, a little over 3%. So this was a lot of the recovery from the real estate crash that happened in the late 2010s. So the red you see there is when we were actually down and things were depreciating. So I also want you, we're going to look particularly at this year when we started going back up, but we didn't have the huge jumps that we had in 2021 and 2020. Obviously 2020 and 2021 were periods that none of us really want to relive, and we've never seen anything like that in many things, including real estate. So let's look back at 2019 and see how we compare there. And I think you'll be surprised by this, because this is what we really need to look at if we determine we're losing values and we're in a crash. So in 2019, September of 2019, there were 550 residential sales. You'll see we're up 117 more units in September of 2022. Median sales price was $166,700. Median sales price for 2022, almost 210, 2099. That's, by my count, about a 17% increase, 17 to 18% increase. Now, we saw that from FHFA that it went up 12% last year. Now, again, that's not sustainable. Considerably fewer days on the market, 91 days in 19, 51 days in 2022. And the list price to sales price ratio is a little better if you're a seller, 96.1 in 2019 and 98% in 2022. Now, a lot of you might be going, well, the interest rates really are jumping up here. And they're right. I mean, there's no denying that interest rates have gone up. And we certainly need to take that into account. And that has caused a bit of a slowdown. People can't afford what they could afford 6-8 months ago. They've lost essentially $100,000 in buying power. That is something that we need to take into account. So I went back and I looked at the last time rates were hovering where they are now. I looked today, bankrate.com has a 30-year fixed mortgage rate average of 6.73%. So the rate was actually this about 20 years ago, 2001 and 2002. So if I took those and I looked at 2002, because it's a little closer to where we're at right now. So in September 2002, there were 354 residential sales. Again, we have almost double that now. Median sales price was $108,850. We're up $100,000 since then. 70 days on the market versus 51 days on the market. And the list price ratio was a little bit better. Not much, but it was a little bit better. So when people are talking to you about our current market, please remind them of these numbers. They're there, and I don't expect, and I think most people don't, a big decline. We're probably going to slow down a little bit. We need to, frankly. Things are going to get a little better. Interest rates are going to get a little better, I think. So keep that in mind. If you want to know more about the local market, give us a call. Call our team, Bo Evans Realty. We're at 334-361-4661. Thank you. Have a great day.